was an incredible performance there by Hero, I've got to say. Some stellar early game aggression.
It really was. I mean, even from the start with that Zealot Stalker Mothership Core combo, that was pretty neat trying to catch Sound off guard. Sound dealt with that very well, but then the follow-up attack where Sound saw the War Prism, thought that meant Hero would be vulnerable. He tried to go in for the kill, but Hero both defended and was able to launch this War Prism attack on Sound's natural that just devastated his economy.
Yeah, no real question about that. And we saw, I think, a mistake that I think some Terran players have been making lately, the idea of, in Wings of Liberty, you could have done that with Marines. Now, there's a Planetary Nexus, you just cannot do it, and...
Imagine if those 8 Marines were back at home in a natural, right?
Yeah, entirely different game. But, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Let's go on to the next map, and it will be a big one. This is Whirlwind. All right, folks, welcome to Whirlwind. And this guy's got a lot of ground to cover. To the northeast position, playing Terran in the blue trunks. Currently down 1 map in this best of 3 series. He is facing elimination. It is Startail Sound. Versus his opponent, who continues to make deep runs in pretty much every tournament he turns up to. Looking very strong in this matchup. To the southeast position, playing Protoss in the red trunks. It is Liquid Hero.
Whirlwind, of course, is one of those maps that's unique in the aspect that you can't always guarantee that early scout in your opponents. So some players sometimes are up to some funny shenanigans. And look at this, a gas
that
first
gas
from
first.
Sound.
Yep. All right, so that usually leads into a couple of different options. We saw a couple of gas first openings earlier in this tournament. We actually saw QXC break one of those out. But funnily enough, it didn't necessarily lead into what we thought it would. And more often than not, gas will go down immediately, and Hero's actually going to go Nexus first here. It's a big map for it, and Sound may very well have picked the right opening here. He'll be able to apply all kinds of different pressure. The question, I suppose, then becomes, which option will he choose?
So if he does one of those crazy builds,
hello,
Apocalypse Love, okay, there we go. It's going to be Gateway to Nexus. Actually,
yeah.
I think Hero did this earlier. There was someone earlier in his tournament who did this. They get the Gateway about 15, 16, then they throw down Nexus and they scout. In fact, Hero's actually scouting before the Nexus, using his second probe to go ahead and build that Nexus. And the idea is it's like a true Nexus first in Heartless Swarm is so risky because if they get Reapers out, or even fast Hellions can be a real problem just because you need that Mothership Core out as soon as possible to deal with those threats.
Definitely.
So getting to Gateway first, your Psi Core is a little bit later than normal, but it's fast enough that you still get that Mothership Core out before anything crazy can happen.
All right, now speaking of crazy, let's see what Startail Sound actually has up his sleeve. Will we see an add-on go on that barracks after this initial Marine comes out here?
Oh, I think we're going to see a reactor. That's
there it is.
You're going to get a fast factory. Why not make it a double factory? Get that reactor on the barracks and swap it over once the factory is complete.
All right, well, this is nice. So we could be seeing Hellions. We could potentially be seeing very early Widow Mines as well.
Oh, and Sound's going to scout his opponent. And seeing the fast Nexus, he's definitely going to get a few Hellions out. If you know your opponent has delayed their Gateway production, if you get even 2 or 4 Hellions, there's only 1 Zealot, 1 Stalker. Yeah. You just run around them in circles and try to pick off as many probes as you can. Now, of course, given the fact that Hero is going to have 2 Nexuses, he can afford to take some probe losses. The question is, how effective are the Hellions going to be? And also, what type of follow-up is there? He's getting the starport, so it could be Banshee, could be Widowmine drop, could even just be a Hellion drop.
All right. Well, I've seen Sound play with Hellions in this tournament, and it's actually terrifying to watch. He somehow...
Golden found that out.
Oh, yeah, he did. I watched that, and it was like, how is he doing so much with so few Hellions? How is his control this good? And how did he even make it in there to begin with? That's the answer that I'm looking for here. Let's see.
Probe scout. What's it?
Ooh, where's it going?
It sees no command center. I think
yeah, it just saw. I think it just saw the Hellions.
I might have missed them.
It may have, but it certainly knows at least something's coming out.
It sees the reactor factor, so he has to assume they're on the way. Now, he immediately starts chrono boosting his Gateway to try to get as many Stalkers out as possible. Now, in a straight-on fight, Stalkers are great against Hellions, but when you only have a few, the Hellions can often... they can. Yeah, they can take a few hits. Now, look at this wall, and a great move.
Nice.
Here.
Yeah, he already knew that something was coming at him, so he was able to wall off immediately there. But as you said, if you have enough Hellions, you can do that. Hellions are quite easy to micro. You can move them away very quickly, and you can focus fire on particular targets. I love that. That's cute. He's actually angled his Hellions in such a way that they hit both the pylon and the Nexus.
Maximize that damage output. Who knows? Maybe we'll see the Nexus go down to the Hellions. Oh, no, he didn't pull him back quite fast enough. One goes down.
So,
there's actually nothing that can shoot this mother. Oh, there's a Viking on the way, but for next 15, 20 seconds.
That's going to be annoying.
Yeah, he's going to get a couple SCV kills.
You don't generally see that happen all that often, but what a perfect response for this particular build here. Single Marine is not enough to take that out. It's going to start working away on the gas SCVs, which is probably not the best thing because, of course, you don't kill them quite as quickly, but regardless, the Hellion drop is coming in. The Stalkers are already prepared to deal with it, and Hero is on top of this completely. Some cute micro going on, but he's walled off with 3 pylons. They can't get in.
Sound is trying to find an opening, but there just isn't any. Hero's Mothership Core goes down, but it's already taken out a decent number of SCVs, and off of only 1 command center, you can't really afford to lose too many workers.
Yeah, and we actually see that Hero has killed more workers with that Mothership Core than his opponent has managed to kill with Hellions, which is ridiculous, I might add.
Oh, and the Medevac's going to go down as well. An absolute disaster for Sound.
Hero's all over Sound. This is not the same Sound we saw play against Protoss, quite frankly. And it's absurd how well Hero is playing in this matchup. The Phoenix is going in. It's like, I could take him, go for it. But with the Marines on the ground, he will have to back away. Sound is in a horrible spot now.
He really is. I mean, he's stuck doing a 1-base attack, but Hero's already scouted this out. And the one advantage Sound has is that Mothership Core did die early on. So it's been rebuilt, but it won't have as much energy. So there may only be 1 photon overcharge when Sound launches his attack. But Hero has such a good economy, he might just be able to outproduce enough units on the ground.
Those Vikings may very well take some damage, but Sound was able to move out of the way, and Hero is having none of this. He's going to go for a pylon right in the natural of his opponent and say, I want to end this right now. Sound may be able to hold. He will have 2 tanks here.
Yeah, I don't think Hero can really go up the ramp, but I think Hero's goal here. Oh, he's taking out both the Vikings. That's a nice
slick.
win.
The control of Hero has been impeccable up to this point. Sound has been making uncharacteristic mistakes, and Hero's just been all over him.
Did he just shoot his own depot there?
Yeah, in frustration, one has to imagine. Yeah. The depot could be a spy.
It could be. You never know. Something to spy, because Hero's been all over everything he's been up to. Now, Hero isn't going to try to go up that ramp. That would be suicide, and there's no reason to. It's 2 bases versus 1. Even picking up a Hellion here.
That's cute.
Great moves by Hero. But what he's doing is he's going to say, you know what, if you want to launch this attack on me, I'm going to pick away your army as you cross the map.
Well, that's Devo down, a little supply block for a fraction of a second there. The Marines trying to push down the ramp. Oh, Hero running right into tank fire, obviously not quite realizing the position of them. They were further back before, so his information was a little outdated. Regardless, he's now going to try and break his way out, and he needs to. I mean, if he wants to stay in this game, he can't stay contained on 1 base.
That's right. Phoenixes are still trying to poke in. He's seen if he can pick off an SCV here or there, and every single unit matters so much to Sound.
Yep, no missile turret down, so the Marines are just going to have to chase them down, which is always irritating without stim. So he'll be able to do a little bit of damage here and there, but there's 5 Phoenixes in place already.
Oh, Hero!
Hero got actually stuck in a cop. Somehow doesn't lose a unit. He's cheating.
The Marines all picked a different target. And that works if, you have like a real gun versus a real person. Not so much against a Phoenix. Takes a lot of bullets to bring one of those guys down.
Yeah, that it does. Phoenix is surprisingly durable. You look at them, it's like they look like they're made of paper, but actually no, they can take quite a few hits. Worker Supply tells an ugly story here for Sound, who is going to have to make something happen. He does have a lot of tanks. His opponent does not have Immortals. His opponent has started working on Charge, which is a good option, but will he have the time?
Yeah, I don't know if Charge is going to finish here. And
I don't think so.
Stalkers, of course, are very weak against tanks in high numbers. Zealots would Charge do a great job, but that Charge isn't going to be done. Now, the other option, if he has good force fields and the Zealots can pin the army against... Oh, he picks
nice
off
grab. A tank. You generally don't see that. Is he actually pulling the SCVs? I think he was going to go repair the tank, but... No, he's going. They're not going to get there. The Phoenixes are just going to pick them off as he goes. And this is all or nothing for Sound. He's got to hit before Charge finishes. He has to do damage right now. He does have 4 tanks. Maybe he can pull this off, but let's see. All right, the photon overcharge is down. The tanks are in position. Nice splitting there by here to try and avoid it, but there are 4 tanks already. That's going to be incredibly hard to deal with right now. Marines taking damage, only a single medevac, not quite enough to deal with it. SCVs come off the line as well. The Marine count has been significantly weakened. Hero is holding right now.
Now the question is, does Sound wait for Photon Overcharge to go wait? It may be too long. He's already pulled SCVs.
He undeploys the tanks, and one gets lifted up almost immediately. The Marines are trapped. They can't really do anything. They shell their own units. This is disastrous. Hero completely smashes this attack. Hero is going to take this game 2-0. He will advance GG!
Hero just looked in control this entire series from start to finish, man. This
Absolutely impeccable.
He wants that rematch versus Hyun.
He does.
He says, you know what? Revenge. You beat me the first series, but I'm coming back to get you, man.
Man, Hero is just one of the scariest players I've seen. These days, he's just ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, Liquid Hero. And Sound, of course, ever the gentleman, but so surprising to see Sound be eliminated in such a one-sided fashion, considering what he did to the other Protoss he faced in this tournament.
That's right. I mean, he was 4-0 coming up to this. 2-0 Sase, who's one of the best players outside Korea, whose best matchup is Protoss vs. Terran. Sound shut him down, and up against Sage, who had taken out, one of the favorites for tournament 2. Sound shuts him down as well, 2-0, but Hero says, you know what, I found the answer to this guy. His aggressive tactics, he needs to be shut down by these counterattacks and these solid build openings, and just absolutely convincing play by Hero.
Yeah, that was obliteration, what can I say? And it takes it one step closer to being on the championship podium. There is still everything to play for here in MLG. The next match, anticipated, Naniwa versus Polt here on the main stage. That is going to be coming your way very shortly. Every match that remains today is going to be phenomenal. You don't want to go anywhere. Keep watching MLG Spring Championship live here from Anaheim, California. We'll see you shortly.